Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts is dedicated to preparing aspiring professionals in the areas of culinary arts, patisserie and baking, and hospitality and restaurant management.
Disaster Planning and Response Art Rescue is a first responder for the world of art, providing planning, packing, evacuation, conservation, and storage for all your treasured possessions. Paperweights are the crown jewels of glass artistry. You can discover both antique and modern paperweights at the L.H. Selman Gallery in Chicago's Fine Arts Building.
Welcome to Chicago's Main Stage Theater. It's great to have you here. It's great to have you here. Nice to have you here. So if you're watching on fearnoart.tv, you probably cannot see, but we are sold out today. Just a packed crowd, so it's lovely to have everybody here. I do see some familiar faces, people who were here last time, so it's nice to see you again. It's been about a month since I saw you because we air the last Monday of every month on fearnoart.tv. And we've had a busy month in Chicago. A lot has been going on. Of course, it was great to see the Oscars last night and see the artist take home a lot of things. That was very nice. Yeah, I loved that movie as well. But we've had some really cool things going on in our own city that are kind of a big note. So how many people here have gone to some of the cultural meetings around town? Oh my word, not more of you? Okay, yeah, so at least some people know about them. So the city of Chicago is gathering input from everyone to kind of create a new cultural plan for the city. And this is a big deal because the last cultural plan took place in 1986. And what came out of that is that 1% of all construction projects go to public art. That's a big deal. That means since 1986, we now have 700 pieces of public art. It's one of the reasons why this is a very touristed city and people love to come visit. And from that program, many other cities have copied that. So it's kind of a big deal. If you get a chance, the meetings are open to the public and they're going on for many months to come. So if you want more information about that, just tweet me and I'll send you that. Another thing that happened this month is, how many of you are familiar with, where did it go, the Chicago Inn? I've got the Chicago Inn here with me. How many people have heard about this? Because I feel like everybody is talking, oh, I'm so glad. Everybody is talking about the Chicago Inn. And this is such a gorgeous, I call it a book. It's magazine book. It is so beautiful, the quality. It's talking about everything that's going on culturally in the city and also the Midwest. It comes out twice a year. And I think the editor is here. Is he not, the editor and the publisher? They are. They're in the audience. That's great. So J.C. Gable and Josh Schollmeyer. So if you're watching on TV, or on the internet, and hopefully you're connecting it to your TV, fearnoart.tv, it's a pity because you're not going to be here to sort of chat people up. But not only are we going to be eating on stage, but also we get food in the audience, and then everyone stays and mingles with the artists and all the cool people in the audience. So definitely chat up JC and Josh just to learn more about this. It's just so high quality, and I'm thrilled to have it here in the city. Sort of a modeled after the New Yorker, if you will, really just that kind of quality national news. The last little thing, and it's not little at all, that happened this month for Chicago is Second City. So famous Second City. They're just taking over Piper's Alley. That whole building is theirs really now. And they opened the Up Comedy Club this past week, and it was really fun to go and see that. So very fun. Well, let's get down to the heart of our show, which is great. If you haven't figured it out by now, my name is Elysabeth Alfano, and you are watching Fear No Art Presents The Dinner Party. So we do stream live, fearnoart.tv. I invite 3 creatives. It's usually artists, but sometimes it's entrepreneurs or inventors maybe. And I bring them to dinner that a celebrity chef makes, and over wine and food, we talk about art and the many things going on in the city and, of course, in the nation. So the main thing about this show is definitely get your Twitter fingers ready. So I think anyone in the audience, you have the code, right? So you can get the wireless code to the main stage, hopefully. So you have access, and then at home, of course, you've got your own access. So be sure to Twitter into Fear No Art CHGO. Fear No Art CHGO. We are giving away lots of good stuff, and you're going to want to be a part of that. all these great things. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I'll quickly mention my sponsors, and then I'll get right to the heart of it and bring out the artists. So DPR Art Rescue, my gosh, we love them. Le Cordon Bleu, who could ask for a better cooking school to be associated with? And the LH Selman Gallery of Fine Glass Paperweights, which you'll notice on our gorgeous table, done by Dezan Fournier and John Cannon. So thank you, everybody, for coming, and let's get right to the heart of it. Our first guest, my first guest, I just love this person. You know, when you're feeling down or you're feeling bad and you want to lift your spirits, I listen to J.C. Brooks, and he's just a person that I like to be around as well as I like to listen to. So please join me in welcoming soul singer, post-punk soul singer, J.C. Brooks.
Hey, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. You sit there.
Okay.
Very exciting, very exciting. And he's going to be performing on Wednesday with Mavis Staples. So that tells you what we're talking about here, yeah. Our next guest, who oddly also works with JC, and he's sort of the one to watch at Second City. Second City director Billy Bungeroth is in the house. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Really?
I appreciate it.
I had no idea.
You sit there. And so my third guest just sort of gives me shivers. His ballet, the remake of Carmen, is going to be at the Harris Theater March 24th. It's very exciting. We have with us choreographer Gustavo Ramirez Sansano. Please come out. Thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Spanish kiss, Spanish kiss. So I'm very excited to sit down with my guests, but before I do, I will tell you about our chef. So rated the best chef of the year for 2011 from one of the best restaurants in the nation. Anthony Martin of Tru is here, and he's cooking for us. Anthony Martin is cooking for us. So very exciting, and we're gonna have a little bit more from Anthony Martin in just a minute. So I will sit down with everybody. Thank you for coming. Everybody grab my phone.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, you guys, this is great. It's great to have you here. You know, it's rare that I do a dinner party where I don't know anyone, and I've never met any of these people before, although I've admired your work. So it's very exciting to have sort of complete strangers. You guys know each other, but you also have not met them.
I just met them.
You just met them, yeah. So this will be nice. We'll have some fun, impromptu conversation and lots of good things to promote because you've got a great show coming up and you guys have a great show coming up. But before we talk about all your good things, maybe we should address what's on our plate. So everybody in the audience, for those of you watching on fearnoart.tv, has what we have. It's beautiful as well as very tempting. So let's hear from our chef and see what he has to say about what's on our plate.
Hello, my name is Anthony Martin. I'm the executive chef and partner of Tru Restaurant here in Chicago. And it's a very exciting night for us to be out of the restaurant and here with you all at the dinner party. And we've prepared a couple of dishes that hopefully appeal to everyone. I know we have a very eclectic, very talented panel. JC, Billy, Gustavo, Elizabeth. It's definitely a tougher crowd to appeal to everyone. So hopefully we can capture that with some of our dishes that appear on our menu here at Tru. So the first dish that we're going to do for you today is our take on caviar, which kind of ties in with the brand that we try to capture here at Tru with the elegance and luxury ingredients. But we wanted to do something to make it, I guess, a little more appealing for everyone. Not everyone's a huge fan of actual caviar, and make a dish that really starts off a tasting menu well. So what we've done is made a smoked sturgeon mousse, and it is made by smoking our sturgeon here in-house. And then we make a mousse containing a little bit of gelatin and spices and some white wines and things like that. We also have some oil that's been in the freezer overnight. It's grapeseed oil. It's nice and neutral. So what we're going to do is fill a syringe with our mousse that contains the gelatin, and we're going to drop it into this oil here, and you can kind of see the oil repelling away the liquid. So they won't mix and they actually form these spheres themselves, which resemble the caviar. So what happens with the cold temperature of the oil is by the time it reaches the bottom as the pearls fall, it will activate the gelatin and they'll be set. We'll strain it out of the oil, it will be firmer, and what we're left with are these pearls here that resemble our caviar. So for this dish, what we do is we take avocado puree, which has been mixed with a little bit of fresh lemon juice to really make the flavor pop, and some fresh cut shallots. So we're gonna make just a thin layer on the bottom of our caviar tin here. Make it nice and flat. And then we're going to go with the actual mousse itself. And again, we're just going to do a nice thin layer on the top, kind of about equal amounts of avocado to the caviar. Want to make sure not to smash it down too much, leave it look nice and fresh, just as real caviar would. So once we have this compiled, we're going to go ahead and start assembling our dish. It doesn't contain that many ingredients. Here we have the hazelnut crackers, which we're just going to place in the top right corner. And then, of course, with caviar, you must finish with a mother of pearl spoon.
Don't you just feel spoiled? And here he is, Anthony Martin. Thank you so much for coming.
How are you guys?
So I just want to ask you, because I know it's so important for me, and when I was in your kitchen the other day, you were telling me just how much you care about the treatment of the animals and how fresh everything is. And could you talk to me a little bit about sort of the special standards of Tru?
Well, for Tru, and I think it really goes with most restaurants now, it's almost a responsibility that chefs take to make sure all your ingredients are cared for very humanely, very naturally. And really what that translates to us, not only is it the right thing to do, is at the end of the day on the plate, the product is that much better and it's that much more noticeable. And it's little differences like that that really help restaurants like Tru and high-end restaurants really stand out. So.
Yeah, oh good, I just love to know that. It's so important, don't you think? Humane farming, and it's just so important.
Absolutely.
Well, so I'm going to dig in. I hope you guys are all eating as well. So I'm going to taste this because I didn't taste it when I was in your kitchen. And you guys too, eat away, eat away. Oh, and it has hazelnuts. The crackers have hazelnuts, you guys, just so you know.
You know, like at a dinner party, I always compulsively take pictures of the food before I eat it.
Go ahead. I'll do it.
Go ahead and
Oh yeah,
do
no, this
that.
is impromptu. And he's improv anyways from Second City, so he can do whatever he wants.
I'm just going to have to take a picture
Oh, it has, what's in the avocado? It has a little bit of a...
The little texture that you're going to notice is from the fresh cut shallots. And so it's a very small amount of shallot, but we do leave it raw. And so it's an onion flavor, but it helps tie together the flavors in the mousse as well. So everything kind of tightens up a little bit.
Yeah. Need more crackers.
And how long does it take you to think of a dish like this?
A dish like this was actually the first dish that I came up with to put on the menu at Tru. And this was about probably 4 Sundays. We were closed on Sundays at the time. And so we would go in and just kind of practice some new techniques and idea. And so after about four Sundays of consistently working on it, we had it down to where it was really ready to put on the menus.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, I know you have so much going on in the kitchen.
I do.
He's, of course, making us entrees for, as I told you, anybody who's watching on Fair Noir TV, we have, .tv, we have almost 140 people here. So you've got your work cut out for you. But we'll be back to talk with you when you can relax and join us at the table a little bit later.
Sounds good. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
This is so good. I was trying to get him to talk a little bit longer, actually, so I could keep eating. It's super good. Well, okay, so one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you guys together is because, at first blush, they're quite different, right? Sort of classical ballet, even though you're contemporary ballet, but sort of a classical medium, if you will, and, you're sort of post-punk soul. So it would seemingly be that you guys have nothing in common, but the reason I brought you together is because you all have this incredible performance ethic. I mean, when I saw your rehearsals, how you really sort of move the audience. And JC, every time I go see you perform, it's like you reach out and grab me and just don't let me go. I wondered if you could talk to me.
Pressing charges.
I wondered if you could talk to me about the audience. How much do you think about them and trying to impress them, or do you just go with your soul passion and that's that?
I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of both. I'm thinking about the audience, but not necessarily how to best impress the audience. I just I don't know. I go out there specifically to emote, to do these things. So I think about whether what I'm doing is as relatable as it possibly can be, but I also go out there just as much for me as I do for anybody else. you know, anybody who's watching. So.
And so when you say that you try to make it relatable, and the same for you guys, what do you mean? Just how you want to connect with people?
Well, I mean, I wanted to, for the audience, I wanted to go beyond watching something interesting. You know, I wanted to have some personal relevance, and I think that there is a way through both generality and specificity that you can craft a performance to be able to be accessible to anyone in your audience.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's why
trick.
Magic. And it is magic. How many of you can get to Displays on Wednesday? Because Wednesday he's playing at the Tivoli Theater with Mavis Staples.
Yes.
Opening for Mavis Staples, which is so incredible. So of course everybody watching knows Mavis Staples, the wonderful Mavis Staples.
Yeah.
Yeah, well I feel that every time I watch you perform, and Billy is the lead guitarist for the Uptown Sound, which is the band that backs JC. I feel that every time I see you perform that you really are talking to me specifically. I mean, to me, it's very relatable what you do. So
thank you.
It's very exciting.
Well, and I was going to say also, you know, stories of love gone wrong tend to be. That's one of those universal things.
Yes.
Where it's just like, everything's always going perfect for you in your love life. F off. Oh man.
So when you're on stage, because you talk about crafting a performance, and you guys can jump in too. When you're on stage, do you forget about the audience?
No, not at all. I mean, to the extent that you have to let go of like whatever self-consciousness you might have about getting up and not relating in a natural way. You know, like I get up on stage and I yell at people. So, not like Henry Rollins or anything like that. But you know, there is a certain amount of like adapting or adopting a character, but it's also, holy crap, I lost the question. Sorry, what was that? I'm just going. You pull my string, I go for hours. But yeah, there was a question in there.
There was a question there, but I've got a new one from a tweeter who just won your CD. So
no.
Can you actually hand me? Well, I'll get it. Okay,
no,
thanks.
I got you.
Oh yeah. So I just want the camera to be able to see this. So I'm looking at Tim there. All right. So this person has just won CNRFE. I don't know who that person is, but CNRFE, be sure to direct message me your address so I can send you the CD that you just won from J.C. Brooks and the Uptown Sound. Her or his question is, what has been your most memorable performance?
Oh, wow. It's kind of a toss between... we opened for Robert Plant at Ravinia last year, and that was like, awesome, because, you know, I'm a singer, and he is one of the greatest voices of rock, so, you know, getting to meet him was awesome, but also, yeah, we...
Eldorado?
Yeah, I was going to say El Dorado, or I can't remember, like Plaza Real in Barcelona. We played to about like 5.
I think there's a picture. No, we have a picture of you in Spain. That's you in Spain.
Yeah. That's us in Madrid.
Look at him.
And but yeah, it was crazy because it was packed with about like 5,000 people, and just looking out and seeing all these people, and I'm like, do they know what we do? Oh God, just stay, no matter what. There's someone good on after us.
Wow, that is so cool. Well, I can talk a lot more, but I wonder if this might be a nice time for you guys to get up and play, and then people can. How many of you have already heard of J.C. Brooks and the Uptown Sound? Oh, good. Oh, okay, so a lot of people already know you.
God.
That's great.
But maybe, let's play. And then anyone who doesn't know them will know them now.
You say that sounds like a room full of support. I say it sounds like a room full of expectations.
Just as a little side note while they're getting ready, so they opened for Mayor Emanuel in his inauguration party. So just to tell you that the mayor has his eye on them as well. You were at Millennium Park, right, for that rainy day?
Yes. For that terribly rainy but surprisingly well attended for the weather day.
And I think it was cold then. I think it was even colder than it is now.
Yeah, it was May, chilly, it was rainy, and well, I guess, you know, people are happy for the changing of the guard.
Yes, they were.
Came to welcome the new mayor. End of a dynasty, beginning of a new one.
I'm gonna stand up.
All right, you're gonna stand.
I'm already so much shorter than you that this is just too much for me to do.
Yeah, no, it's all right. You stand up, I'll take a knee. Oh, God. Yeah. It's a little song called I Got High. I got high, and I didn't come down. There's no easy way to fall when you're already headed for the ground. I got stoned sitting on your fence. I took another man's affection to question if I was the best. But now you're blowing smoke at me with nothing new to say, sitting cross-legged telling lies. I want to tell the truth, but the truth gets in the way of getting back to making you mine. So I get high, so high. I get high, so high. I got high, and I lost my way. There's no better thing to do with you than puff my day away. Hey, I got down when I lost my keys, yes. You see, I tell you that I loved you if it weren't so hard for me. So sad, right? But now you're coming back at me with nothing new to say. Sitting on the bed with you, I cry. I wanted you to go, I wanted you to stay, I wanted you to make up my mind. Oh, all I wanna do is never come down, no. I said, all I wanna do is never come down, no. Oh, all I want to do is never come down, no. Because, well, I can't get down without you. Well, I can't get down without you. Well, I can't get down without you. Around. Thank you guys so much. Oh, yeah, that too. You know, oh, the mic is off. It's so weird. I mean, I never, ever take, you know, the other fellows in the band for granted. But, oh, that song, without its harmonies is, it's fun, it's interesting. It's just, I've rarely heard it without harmony, so I'm just like, ooh, this sounds weird and naked. and
naked. Okay, so what do you think? Should we all go as a group on Wednesday to display at the Tivoli?
Please do.
We should go. We'll be like the dinner party group that moves from place to place, and on Wednesday we'll be at the Tivoli.
Nice.
That's fantastic. But you know, I have a question for all of you actually, because you can sort of see that JC's also an actor, right? And I'm not kidding. You're actually an actor. Weren't you in Ragtime?
Yes.
Yes.
That was another life.
All right.
So long ago.
All right, but so you have many talents. And Billy, this is what's incredible to me. So I can kind of see like acting and singing, stage presence, and clearly you have a stage presence. This I can see. You do completely different things. So you're lead guitarist here and then director at Second City. I mean, how do you focus?
I don't know. I mean, if I told my folks when I was like little that I want to grow up and be the guitar player for a soul band and direct sketch comedy for a living, I think they would have
Get out of the house.
yeah, definitely told me that my life wasn't going to work out. But I think I'm just passionate about the things that I do, and I get to be behind the scenes in both things, which I like, and I kind of, that's where I'm most comfortable, I think, I mean, I play on stage, obviously, but,
yes.
I like that part. I think not, similar to what you do a little bit.
Well, he's sort of being modest here. How many people saw South Side of Heaven, which is what he directed at Second City, which just came to an end, right?
Yep.
Just came to an end. How many people saw this? Yeah, a lot of people. Jeff nominated, right? Jeff nominated, and I think one of the actors in it, one of the players, won the Jeff, didn't they?
No,
it was just nominated. Just nominated. Yeah. So quite well respected and getting lots of accolades. The Tribune loved it. But not only that, because that would already be enough, right? So lead singer here and then directing at Second City here. So you live in this city. But you also, Second City's all over the place, right? In Toronto. And you were also on tour with Second City, and you were in Washington, D.C. for a while.
Yeah, I tour with the band, and then I'll go and I'll direct a show in a different town as well. So, for instance, Southside, we wound up remounting at the Woolly Mammoth Theater in Washington, which is a beautiful theater. I'm going to eat and talk, and I feel like I'm going to burp all the time, and I'm just like,
It's all right. That's what the people paid for, Bill. It was reality.
Came to see me burp. Yeah.
Do you want me to give you a little break?
No, I'm all right. I'm gonna get through it. But yeah, it's a pretty wild life. I'm real blessed that I get to do two things that I love so much. I think I don't really have time to sleep or do regular stuff like do laundry or
having a
dog.
We were talking about getting a dog earlier, but this is true. I mean, when you're so busy like this, how do you sort of keep it together the rest of your life? Do you know what I mean? Because it's
you don't keep it together all the time.
Right, well, yes, I know.
You have to basically throw that out the window. I mean, if this is the kind of thing that you're going to do for a living, even if you do one of these things, like you're not going to keep it together all the time.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I think if I can sort of paraphrase a little bit, if you want to be in the arts, you have to give it your all, 120% all the time. And there's no such thing like, oh, Tuesday I work, Sunday I don't. There's none of that. You are working basically. You're working, you love what you do, but you're working every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I wonder, and the same for you, Gustavo's so nice to be here. He just got off a plane from Sweden. He's creating a ballet in Sweden that just debuted, and then he flew back and came here. So talk about crazy life, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I have one more question for Billy, but should I give you a break so that you can eat? Because I want you to eat this.
I'm great.
Okay, but it's also a question for Gustavo, because, again, you can see how these people push themselves, these artists push themselves. Is art an addiction? Because, when you're working 7 days a week and you keep pushing and you keep going and you want more and you don't stop and you have more ideas.
It's actually something that you cannot really control.
You cannot, this is what I mean, you cannot really control.
It's also like creativity is not something that you decide when to do it, it's something that just comes. And also that you are walking in the street, listening to music and just an idea comes and that's not maybe the time that you're working in the studio, but it's the non-stop of the brain that cannot sleep somehow.
Yes, and is that ever overwhelming?
No, it's actually sometimes it takes you away from the real problems.
The real progress?
No, problems.
Oh, problems, the real problems. Yes, I can see this where you would throw yourself into something and it would take you away from the real problems. I have a tweet here, I think it's for Billy, we'll see. This person, so I have to rely on my old phone, and the reason I have this old phone is because I'm Apple, Mac store. I'm too poor to have an iPad, so if an iPad wants to be donated to the show, boy, would we love you up as one of our sponsors. I have a question for Billy, and the others as well, from V. Bleer. V. Bleer, you've just won 2 tickets to Second City, which is fantastic. Yes, and these tickets can be used anywhere, or any show. Sorry.
Anywhere. Those are promises I don't know you can keep.
You can go to Macy's and
any place you ever want to go to.
I'm sorry, any show. So Second City ETC, Second City Main Stage, you can use them anywhere.
Wonderful.
So V. Blair, you're very lucky. Be sure to direct message me your address and I will get those to you. What do you get? Oh, how do you get through a creative rut? Anybody, everybody.
I don't know. I think, this is going to sound like I'm haunted, but I think at this point it would be nice to just have a break and not be trying to make some idea happen that I'm sure needs to exist. I don't think I would get through it as if it was really difficult. I think I would embrace that because I mean, we're all creative people. You go to bed and you dream at night for you know, it's 3 hours a night, right? So like, if you're lucky, so good days, you know, 5. But no, you know, you get to. So we're all creative people, so it'll definitely come back. So maybe those times are good times and should be enjoyed. Like go to the park, man.
I see. A time to regenerate, actually.
It's probably the brain telling you
enough.
Have a little break, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's where some of the good ideas come too, when you are in the park or, you know, when you're not hammering away.
When you're not trying.
When you're not pushing.
I feel like that for me personally there's times when I'm like making stuff and I'm working very hard on stuff, and there's times when I'm collecting stuff. I usually wind up like buying a lot of movies, or going to the movies a lot, or going to the museum a lot, and it feels like I'm just collecting stuff.
Yes.
And I think I'm relaxing. But I'm probably not. I'm just getting more.
Right, you're taking
fuel.
input. Yes,
yeah.
I can see that.
So I guess if you're out there, like
Be Bleer, is that what you're
Be Bleer, I would say this is what a great time. Like, go to the movies and go to the museum and chill out and enjoy your friends. And
don't assume that it's him. It could be a friend he's asking for.
Yeah, you know what that means.
Yeah, right.
I got this friend.
For me, actually, really helps to have different projects going on at the same time, and that those projects are really different. So when kind of like I'm stuck in one of them, somehow like my brain goes to the other one, it kind of refresh my brain somehow.
So you switch a lot between projects.
Like for example, what I was doing in Sweden, it has nothing to do with the Carmen that we're preparing here.
Yes, wow. Well, that's requires a little bit of juggling though. So in a way, I see what you mean. You get a break from one project by going to another, but it requires incredible organization, doesn't it?
I mean, I've been doing all my life this, so.
Yes, right.
How long have you been doing this? Like, how long have you been
choreographing?
Yeah.
Since I was 15.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Full 5 years.
I'm a grown, I'm 18 years old in the choreography world.
But originally you're a dancer, correct?
Yeah.
And do you miss dancing now that you mostly spend time choreographing?
So many times they ask me that because I actually stopped dancing when I was 23. And
why so early?
I mean, it got to a point that I had to decide a little bit, because you cannot like be 24 hours dancer and 24 hours choreographer, and like it doesn't really match at the same time. Actually, my last year dancing, it was here in Chicago with Harvard Street. And what was the...
Why do you miss dancing now?
No. It's actually a question that they make a lot, because I stopped dancing really soon. And I never really stopped dancing. I mean, I don't dance on the spot and with the whole thing. I dance at home anytime I want. I dance in the studio when I'm working with the dancers.
Yes.
Now I dance every time I want, not every time I have to.
Yes. And is it hard to dance when you have to? To be told to dance?
I mean, when you have to dance every day, it's like everything. I mean, this food is wonderful, but if you eat it every day, it might get tiring.
Yes. And how do your feet and body hold up? That's always what I think of for a dancer is so tough.
I mean, the first 5-6 years, you don't really feel it, but then it starts like, some things start to grow up, and some things start to change. You kind of fit the same clothes.
Yes, I know.
Where are you from originally?
Spain.
Where in Spain?
Southeast, but I studied in Barcelona.
Oh, you did?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Nice.
I love that city.
Spain. We've been there twice. Yeah.
And you've been working in something in Spain as well, because when I asked you to be in this show, you were in Spain. Were you working on something there as well?
No, I was just
you're just relaxing.
my family that also.
Good. Over the holidays.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we're going a little bit out of order here, but I'm wondering if maybe we should do dancing now, since we've been talking about dancing so much. Okay, so it gets tricky here. So we're going to do some they're going to do some dancing, but to do that, we clearly need to get rid of the table, not you. Unless you want to bust out some moves, go right ahead.
We're going to dance with the table.
No.
So we're going to do...
They haven't eaten yet, have they? No.
We're going to do a little bit of just wish us luck. So we're going to listen to a word from our sponsor, and we're going to move things around. So enjoy, and we'll be right back with some dancing from Luna Negra.
Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts is dedicated to preparing aspiring professionals in the areas of culinary arts, patisserie and baking, and hospitality and restaurant management.
Disaster Planning and Response Art Rescue is a first responder for the world of art, providing planning, packing, evacuation, conservation, and storage for all your treasured possessions. Paperweights are the crown jewels of glass artistry. You can discover both antique and modern paperweights at the L.H. Selman Gallery in Chicago's Fine Arts Building.
That could have gone much worse, and I was worried about it. But it went okay. So everybody, please put your hands together. Luna Negra is going to be performing a small duet from Carmen. Gustavo's choreography is so moving. Are we all going together March 24th? We're going to the Harris Theater. We're going to move together as a group, Displains and then the Harris Theater. Please tell me your name.
Hi, my name is Eduardo.
Yay, Eduardo, yay.
Hi, my name is Monica.
Monica, you're fantastic. You're fantastic.
She's from Chile, and she's also from Spain.
Where in Chile?
Santiago.
Oh, I just love Chile. I just love Chile.
Summer now.
Yeah, so lovely summer in Chile. Well, you're going to stay, aren't you? Because we have Chef Anthony Martin cooking for us, so you're going to stay. And so, again, if you're watching on Fear No Art TV, you've got to get tickets next time, March 26th, because we all get to stay and chat after the broadcast.
That's one show.
What?
That's one night.
Oh, yes. Well, you've got to get tickets for our next show, and you've got to get tickets for them March 24th, just one night. So anyone coming to Chicago as well, it's a Saturday night, I think, at the Harris Theater. So please get tickets March 24th. And then if you're here in the audience, they're going to be around so you can stay and chat with them. I just have to ask one thing of the audience. Audience, what did you think of Luna Negra? I've been practicing Spanish with the audience. Audience, what do we think of Luna Negra?
There's a few different words.
Yes, muy bien. We'll go with muy bien.
Maravilloso and fantástico.
That was a good effort by the audience. We've been practicing some Spanish, but I'm not sure how well that came off. Okay, so we're going to put our stage back together. We are going to show you again our lovely sponsors, and then we'll be back to the dinner party. Thank you. Thank you.
Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts is dedicated to preparing aspiring professionals in the areas of culinary arts, patisserie and baking, and hospitality and restaurant management.
Disaster Planning and Response Art Rescue is a first responder for the world of art, providing planning, packing, evacuation, conservation, and storage for all your treasured possessions. Paperweights are the crown jewels of glass artistry. You can discover both antique and modern paperweights at the L.H. Selman Gallery in Chicago's Fine Arts Building.
We're back, and that also went off without a hitch. It so could have gone the other way. Just believe me, we're very lucky. So we were talking at break. It's fantastic, isn't it?
That's unreal. I've never seen anything like that. That was unbelievable.
Thank you very much.
I got to see a lot of bad shows, man. I got to see a lot of bad stuff. That was great. I mean, it was like sexy and violent, and I mean, talk about like post-punk, like insane.
I mean, also the story of Carmen is kind of had these two adjectives: sexy and violent.
What are your influences?
I mean, I think in any artist, like everything is an influence, like not just the dance background, it's actually everything that you see, every gesture that you see, how people react to things, how you react to things, and you make a little cocktail, and somehow by doing it, things start to come out.
And you grew up in south of Spain?
Yeah, southeast.
Southeast.
And Mediterranean.
It's so laid back there. I mean, that's like hyper edgy. You know, I'm surprised. A lot of things going on there. Yeah.
But not just that, for me, I mean, I'm thinking of classical ballet, and this is more contemporary ballet, but you know, there's not too much upper body movement usually. And this was so filled with every muscle in the body, from the, you know, arms and legs and, you know, elbows, but also your head. And I mean, it was the full body experience, which is why it's so moving for me.
I mean, I like that kind of feeling, like that everything is talking, you know? Everything has an energy, and everything together kind of like gets to people and tells you. I mean, I believe dance gets where the words doesn't get. Like, I think, like, there is a lot of definitions, for example, of love, but like we all feel it in a different way, and that's just a unique thing, you know, and that's what dance kind of get to a unique feeling that it cannot be really described.
Yeah, it's a great piece, unbelievable.
And I love what you say about dance filling in where words fall short. Do you feel that yourself? Because now you have this language of dance, and you've been doing it since 15. So do you find yourself in situations where you think, I don't know what to say, but I know I could dance it, move it?
I mean, probably now. I mean, this is like I mean, I rather, I mean, kind of in art.
Just dance, it's okay.
That's actually like, it's easier. It's just easier. It's a easier way of talking for me. Like just what I said before, I just kind of stand up in my living room and just started dancing, and I might not know why I'm doing that, but I just know that I have to, and that makes me feel good.
Yes, right. I have a question for you. And this lucky person has won 2 tickets to Carmen. So you have to DM me your question, or excuse me, your address. DM me your address. So this person is I wanna Bungeroth. Okay, I'm not.
That's dirty.
I wanna Bungeroth. Okay, I hope this is a good question. Where do you go for? Where do you go for your inspiration outside of your own discipline? What inspires you?
I think everything. Like I always like. I remember like. I mean, as a choreographer, I had different times in my career, and for example, to put an example, it got to a point that I didn't know what to do sometimes with the hands, like how to move them, or I didn't find the way that I actually wanted to do, and I found myself in Barcelona in the subway. And like suddenly I saw these people, like also Spanish people, it's really expressive when they talk. They just had to keep moving, and somehow like by seeing them and by seeing how they were moving the hands and how from far in the same wagon, but like not even listening what they were saying, I could feel, I could understand what was going on with them. And I remember like I thought like in that moment, that's how I want to move the hands. Like, I think it's not, I mean, of course, the background of the dance and all the choreographers, all the dancers that I work with, all the dancers give you the solutions for so many things. But I think in general, everything that is around you is what inspires you. You never know what can be, even this, you can see something.
Yes, I think this food is inspiring. Actually, I do. I think it's very inspiring. But I think that is particularly true with your work, and I say this very sincerely, that I feel that I don't need any dialogue or subtext or anything. It is all very clear to me from your choreography what is going on and what is being emoted, and I'm definitely going March 24th.
And it's
so,
also
and so are you.
That's also a good way to go and see dance, because whoever goes to see dance and try to see something really specific is going to be disappointed. So you
what do you mean?
Because like sometimes we want to understand everything, and like that's what I mean. Like if you want people to understand something really specific, you just talk. And I tell you this, and I tell you this. That's why there is also so many kind of dance that they actually have the talk, because they want you to understand something really specific. But if you go to a dance show and it's just dance, I just suggest that you just sit, relax, and smell it.
I see what you mean, that it's open to everyone's personal interpretation. And almost, yes, then you get to take that story
like
home with you.
And
right.
You just have to be there and just be.
Yes.
Don't put yourself that you have to understand something.
Yes. But
I mean, with Carmen, it's easier because it's a story and like kind of everybody knows more or less what it is. But it's still like that. You have to let yourself go.
Yes, right. Well, I have another question that applies to actually all of you. So you're doing Carmen, which has been remade over the years and so well known. You are at Second City, so the stakes are so high there. You have to be funny, and everyone has such expectations. You're performing with Mavis Staples. How do you handle the pressure?
I mean, first you get used to it. And second, I like to think that what I'm doing is something that I do it for myself, and I'm just sharing for whoever wants to see it.
Yes.
So it's, in that way, it's not like a real pressure. It's kind of like, look what I have done.
I hope you like it.
Yeah.
And is the same true for you guys?
Go ahead.
Well, no. I was going to say, yeah, I completely agree with that, where it's just, you know, I just kind of put myself out there, and I'm not necessarily trying to make it what someone else is expecting, you know. I mean, people have come to, you know, they know what kind of show we put on, but it's also, I don't let the pressure get in, because once there is pressure, then it's, and it's not fun, and then that kind of, you know, dilutes what you're putting out there too. when you're not like enjoying it, when you're not having fun.
And also you lose yourself, and what people actually want to see when they go to see your show or our show is to see us, what we have to offer. We have as a unique artist, what we have to say.
Yeah, because a lot of people can hit the same exact notes that I hit. A lot of people can do exactly what I'm doing. But so yeah, I think that when you're not tainting it with pressure, with expectations, with other things, you know, not to say that these things don't often color a performance, but when those become the driving forces, then I feel that the audience gets to, or loses part of what they've come to see, you know, so.
I find myself quoting Joyce Piven a lot, but I interviewed Joyce Piven for Fear No Art, which is a show that I still do that still goes on. And when I interviewed Joyce, she said so many wonderful things, but something that she said that stuck with me, there's just so many wonderful people have studied at the Piven Theater, and I asked her why she thought so many great people, Joan Cusack, her son, of course, Jeremy, many people have come out of that school, and she said because they're all themselves. They all are 120% of themselves. They're not trying to mold themselves into what Hollywood wants or what their teachers want even. They're just finding the best of themselves and then going with that. Of course, studying and using techniques.
Because that's the best that you can offer.
That is the best you can offer. That's right. That's one of the reasons why people always ask me why do I do this show, because it's a god-awful amount of work and we have no money and we have a really, you know, we have a really tiny team who's fantastic. And I said, well, why are you working so hard on this? And I think it's so inspiring to hear from people who are really living their fullest lives, their best lives, for lack of a better expression. They're really just, they are not living by someone else's rules, but just, you know, going out and being all that they have to give, and I think that's very inspiring. And many people sort of want to tap into that for themselves, but they're kind of stuck on the, you know, I'm taking the bus home, I'm going to work in a cubicle, and then I'm taking the bus back. So, you know, I think it's inspiring to see people like you, really, so thank you for coming.
No, I mean, we are really lucky that we actually had the opportunity to do what we want.
Yeah, I like that not only do I get to have the opportunity to do what I want, but that people actually are willing to sit out there and listen to me bullshit about it while I eat. So thank you all.
Well, I'd love to hear from Billy, though, because I do think that I would expect that there would be pressure directing for Second City.
Yeah, there's definitely pressure, but I think I agree with the other guys. It's just you have to put your, it's your passion, it's putting yourself, that's, you know, I mean, there's always marks to hit, but to be honest, if you couldn't hit them, then you wouldn't be doing this anyway. It's really how vulnerable you're willing to be with yourself. Like, you know, the audience is, unless you're, you know, putting together a reality TV show or, you know, putting some sort of like, you know, national television show and like, together or something, like the audience is very smart. Like it's just different versions of us. Like, so I feel like if you put your best foot forward, you're going to hit the mark. If you rise to the occasion, you know, I've never felt like I've ever done anything that that was my best work and the audience didn't like it. I haven't had that yet. I'm sure maybe that could happen, but I've never had it. I've never had it where it was like okay, I tried something, you know, that I thought was really, you know, the best thing I could do, and the audience was like, oh, that's, you know, we want something dumbed down. You know, the audience is always rise to the occasion. Whether, you know, I was doing a sketch show that was, you had pictures of me talking to girls.
Oh, you don't know that? Oh, they've been watching. I've got 3 pictures.
To all kinds of girls.
Yeah,
blondes, brunettes,
I got
black
them from the wonderful Robin Hammond.
That's great. I got a picture. That's great.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we've been having pictures of all of you guys up there. Yeah, we've got some. This is my favorite one of you. Oh no, there's another one just so he can see. Nicole, could you put up the one of him looking through her feet?
What?
Whoa.
Where'd you go? Who was the photographer?
There you go.
Okay. I look like such a scheme. That's amazing.
Well, to go back to what you were saying, though, I think that's really reassuring for people to hear. If you put your best out, you're not going to fail.
Yeah, I mean, I've directed shows that were comic, but like South Side, that are very dark. Or, you know, I directed a show in the ETC, which was very much about nostalgia and revisionist history. And it was stuff that me and the cast really cared about. And with the band, it's like, we're playing, at our best, we're playing music that we really love and we think is other people should hear. And I feel like the pressure is more comes from within, as opposed to, oh, I have to, you know, I have to write a song that everybody relates to.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, if I just write a song that I really fucking relate to that song, right? Pardon me. But like, it'll hit everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's reassuring for people to hear.
I don't have dance, so when I run out of words, I just have to swear.
We'll let you get away with that. Well, you know, maybe because we've been talking all that, and now South Side of Heaven is over, so we've been talking about all this. Maybe we should see a little clip of Billy's directing.
Where are you getting this stuff?
Robin Hammond. Robin Hammond. But I will tell you, my team can do a better job on filming this clip, so we'll film the next one.
Okay,
so the sound is a little off here. We were going to do our best, but we're going to run a clip here of South Side of Heaven.
Mr. President?
Come in.
Is this the Oval Office?
Yes, it is.
Am I dreaming right now?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
I should try to turn the lights out. They say if the lights don't turn out, you're definitely dreaming.
So right now you're tucked away in bed somewhere in Chicago.
How'd you know?
I know a lot more than people think I do. Besides, you're pale, and I thought you smelled like a hangover.
I thought you were lighter.
They can do a lot with pictures these days.
Look, you should know I'm not going to vote for you. I mean, I'm a Republican. It's nothing personal.
Well, what more do you want from me? I gave you health care, and I showed you my birth certificate.
I just don't like how things are being run, okay? And now we've got Rahm Emanuel, and he's just like a little tiny Jewish you. And everything's going to stay corrupt, and I still won't have a job.
Well, then why'd you come to visit me in your dream? What can I do for you?
I just don't want you to be reelected.
Carol, Bin Laden is dead. The election has already been won.
So you see what I mean about so completely divergent work. And
so I have a funny story I gotta tell you.
Tell us.
Showing that clip. So when we got back from when we got back from Spain, right?
Oh, geez.
From Spain. Yeah. Jason had to go in for Sam.
Oh, you did. You done.
Because that erupts into a song.
Yes,
and
it
a pretty
does.
heavy singing.
Yes, it does.
Song.
Oh.
So we couldn't find somebody at the time. The understudy we were using wasn't available, and they asked me if I know anybody, and I'm sitting in this van in Spain, and I'm like, yeah, I know somebody.
I know somebody. He can kind of sing.
Yeah,
so Jay went in for what? It was Thanksgiving weekend?
Yeah.
Had to work on his Barack impression and everything?
Yeah, Barack impression. I played everybody from the Barack Obama to the world's most arrogant stripper, which is... Yeah. What was the song? Like, pour some sugar on me. Yeah.
Or it was
just tiny pink briefs and pour some sugar on me, and lots of repression.
I'm sorry I missed that. I'm sorry I missed that one. Allie, if you're out there, I'll take one more tweet. I think we can take one more tweet. We've got stuff to give away. I'll just say, as a little side note. So again, anybody watching fearnoart.tv, if there are people here in the audience who are not Twittering, who is not Twittering? I know some people still, really?
I never did it.
You never tweet?
I don't know how.
You don't?
I don't have a Twitter account.
Yeah. I have a Facebook, and then I got off. My mom got an account.
Well, okay, so I realize that there are some people who are just not Twittering. So there are still things that we're going to give away after the show. So one more reason to buy tickets and come to the show. So be sure to stay, because we're giving away a CD from the Websters and 2 tickets to Fear No Art. 2 tickets to the dinner party, March 26th, and a Fear No Art t-shirt. So there's lots of stuff still. if I get another tweet, I will give something away, but it might not come through.
Who doesn't like free stuff?
Who doesn't like free stuff?
Maybe they're not tweeting it, you know?
No, they're all tweeting.
People out
here it
here,
is.
They're tweeting to other people.
You can tweet from there.
They're tweeting like, oh man, I can't stand these guys.
Still stuck at this dinner party
oh,
thing.
boy, I'll be there in a second. You're
Guys
so hot.
talking about some nonsense. I hate his corduroy jacket.
Yeah, we're gonna get home and read all the bad tweets.
Well, okay, so I'm told that internet is down. All right, so I guess this is pointless to Twitter now. Sorry, everybody.
We've crashed the tubes.
Well,
hey, by the by, that painting in that.
Stacey Bowie, wasn't she great? To the violinist.
I like that. That was nice.
Yeah, she was wonderful.
Yeah.
We try to do that every time, have an opening act. And
That's a pretty strong opener.
yeah, no, she's really wonderful. And her painting, if you want to see it again, is going to be out in the lobby. So people are going to be huddled around there as they get more drinks and they get more food, which we actually have. So we have an entree coming from Chef Anthony Martin, yes, who's got more food for us. Let's see what's coming our way at the last bit of entree.
So for our next dish, we've used salmon, river salmon, and we've applied a bunch of different techniques to it to really show the versatility and the beauty of the fish itself. And I describe our cuisine as being natural quite a bit, and so we really want to do and capture salmon as it is in nature, more so than just the techniques, but also in the presentation. So what we have here, starting with this one, this is actually cured salmon belly, which this is in the cure, which contains a lot of different citrus peel, strong essence of lemon, some coriander, and sea salt. So we're gonna leave this in there for about 12 hours, just totally encased in the spices itself. The next one we have is a cured salmon, which this is from the actual loin, the top side, so it contains a little less fat than the belly would. And so with this one, it gets cured and then a very, very light amount of smoke, just barely touched at all, just to give a little more element to the salmon. So it's not necessarily that you're going to taste smoke, but your palate will definitely recognize something's, there's a little more depth than just regular salmon. This tube that we have here is actually more of the belly, which we've made a mousse, and it contains a bunch of different herbs that taste really, really delicious with the salmon and with each other. A lot of dill, basil, parsley, tarragon. So just a lot of really bright flavors that bring out the salmon and go really well together. So first we're going to start with the salmon that's been made into our sheet with the herb mousse. And this is going to be the first component that we put down on the plate. So this is going to go on the actual river slate itself, which is located here in the center. Next we're going to move on to the marinated salmon and put it on one of our natural river rocks. So 2 of these guys. Now we're going to start with everything that really makes the dish come alive. So go with just a few touches of the roe. It's important for everything to work well together, nothing overpower each other or be too much. And a little on top of each of our marinated pieces as well. So next, we're going to move into our garnishes here on the side. A little cherry balm radish gives a really nice texture. Also a tiny bit of heat as well, which some people don't consider coming from radish, but it's a great versatile vegetable. Some tiny little watermelon cucumber, which has a very nice cucumber flavor, as well as a little acidity, which goes very well with this dish and the other components. Some anise blossoms here, which are very beautiful floral flavor. Also a lot of color pops on the dish. We like to use a decent amount of blossoms and herbs here. Very identifiable flavors that add a lot to our cuisine. We're going to go in with just a few touches of creme fraiche along the base here. And then we're going to add our crispy pumpernickel bread. So this will actually finish up our presentation of the dish, but we have one more touch that we add just before it is taken to the dining room. And again, this is to try to help capture the salmon in its natural state as you'd find in the morning on a river. So we would have just a small amount of of haze coming off the water. Kind of help everything seem a little more calm, at peace, as you'd find it. I hope you've enjoyed everything that we've done for you today. There's many more dishes like this that we use on the menu at Tru, so hopefully we have the opportunity to cook for you soon.
It's coming out to us right now, and I know it's a little tricky for them to get it to us because you can see it's got water. Those plates have water in it, so they're bringing them out right now. I know it's very exciting. I feel so spoiled.
I mean, do you realize if we, oh my God, if we ever get to be like on like a late night talk show or something?
Mike, you're doing such a great job. Thank you so much. This is Mike, and he's an intern, and he's fabulous and helping us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Mike. Wow. Oh, my word. Oh, and these plates are lovely. They're so incredibly heavy.
The
oh, my
fanciest
God.
thing I've ever eaten, ever. Oh, my God.
Elizabeth, if we ever get on, like, you know, I don't know, like Jimmy Fallon or something, like, it's going to be a disappointment. We get to talk. We get to talk way more here, and, like, you're feeding us food we've never even imagined before.
Look at this. It's so incredibly great.
There's unicorn meat in this, I'm pretty sure. Right? Oh, my God. This is great.
Cool. So I just have to, look how fascinated everyone is. I just have to ask a quick question for my cameraman.
I mean, I can't even just take a picture. I got to do a video.
Take a picture.
It's so cute.
It's moving.
All right. So I have to ask you, Anthony, I'm just so happy that you're here with the artists. How do you come up with these incredible creations?
Really, for me, you know, first and foremost, is always the food is the main component. It has to taste good for people to enjoy it.
Yeah, I want people to see you.
Yeah, right.
A little shy tonight. Yeah, so basically, we just really want to touch upon every possible element of the dish that we can. And so a lot of times that means working with a florist, in this case a florist and someone that owns an aquarium shop to find, you know, actual river rocks and slate to put things on, and just, you know, try to make it elegant without going too over the top. So try to capture the natural elements of the ingredients we're working with.
But how much do you plan this in advance? Because you also have a proper art background.
Somewhat, yeah. I definitely, you know, a lot of dishes start, I'd say probably 95% of the dishes now start with drawings. And so I'll
So look at the craziness. Look at how much he plans this out.
Wow. Yeah, so I try to visualize colors and textures, really every single element of the dish. And for me, it works well because this cuts my time down to about 2 days of prep to get a final product, as before it was taking, you know, a week, 2 weeks to try to have all these elements come together. So we have a solid idea when we start.
So the drawing actually helps you save time because you're thinking about it ahead of time.
Exactly. If you can see this dish compared to the drawing, I mean, they come out almost identical at this point.
Wow, yes, it is almost identical. I can see dry ice in the corner, and yes.
There's a lot of ingredients on this dish.
And where do you get your ideas from?
Really all over. I find inspiration from everything, actually. Dance, like ballet, for example. How the servers move in the dining room, we look at that. I look at architecture of buildings to think of different ways to present food and angles. It's really, I don't look at it from a food standpoint. I mean, that's definitely my first motivation, but we try to draw inspiration from everywhere.
Well, and this makes sense. How many of you have dined at Tru? Yeah, it's so exceptional. Isn't it just exceptional? I think we have a JPEG of look at this interior. So the whole experience at Tru, you can see these gorgeous plates, but this lovely dining room, and they have a phenomenal art collection. So if you can see the Donald Judd in the corner, and they've got Warhols, and you really work with one gallery in the city, I think the Alan Coppell Gallery, I think. Right. Yeah, so, and you can see another piece of artwork there, but an exceptional collection, and so you're going for this whole experience. It's a very soothing, peaceful, all the natural food, and really just such an artistic presentation.
Yeah, we have, from the kitchen side, we definitely have a lot to compete with in the dining room. So you know, again, all the
Yes,
art
right.
in the room is very motivating. And,
Yes.
you know, when they bring in the new floral arrangements and things like that, all of it kind of ties together to help us create.
Yeah, it's a meticulous experience, I would say, just because everything ties together. I think I have a tweet for you. I think it's up and running. Ah, yes. For Anthony from Jose Frandal. Jose, you've just won dinner for two at Tru, including wine pairings.
Oh,
including
nice.
wine pairings.
Have to have the wine pairing.
You have to have the wine pairings. It's no wonder that all my sponsors jumped on immediately, right? Because this is really a fun show, if I can say so myself. Okay, Jose, let's say what you got going. What's more pressure, a normal night at Tru or cooking for us tonight? Wow.
Well, it's very different. I think anything that our team approaches, we focus pretty intently on. So composing 4 of these dishes in my kitchen with all the ingredients and tools that we're accustomed to is definitely more routine, you could say, but it's not necessarily easier than plating up in a different kitchen like we did this evening. It just gives you different things to look at and work with. So, you know, all around it's a great experience.
Do you ever think that Tru will end up having a kitchen table?
There's definitely thoughts of different things, different ideas I have towards that already.
Yeah.
It's just how do we make that unique and really capture the actual kitchen experience. More so than just having a guest come and dine in the kitchen, but actually get them involved. And I just want to have everything really, really solid and smooth and figured out when we do that, just to have a great, great experience. But there's definitely thoughts to start maybe just 2 or 3 people, something small and intimate.
Yeah, so that would be really exceptional.
Fantastic.
Well, is it the same for you? Like, I mean, so many of the questions that I asked them, I think apply to you as well. How do you deal with the freneticness of a kitchen? I mean, that to me is always so energizing when I am in the kitchen, but it's sort of high stress.
Yeah, well, we kind of approach it like when we train new employees and bring people onto our team, we spend a lot of time focusing on who we bring on to make sure it's a great fit. And we really, really try to build up the team's confidence.
Right.
So we spend a lot of time figuring out where people will fit and really succeed. And once we have that confidence now, it's almost like we're going into a Super Bowl or something. Like every service kind of sounds ridiculous, but you know, people get excited and there's a lot of energy and it's very positive. It's not really nervousness that you're going to screw up, but like how we're going to overcome any situations that do occur. So.
Well, you're not from Chicago originally.
I am not, no.
All right, so I wonder how the city affects what you do. Because Tru is a French restaurant, contemporary French restaurant, right? Yes. But there's definitely a cuisine culture here, right?
Absolutely.
So how does that affect your French fare, if you will?
Well, I don't know necessarily strictly the French, but definitely Chicago as a whole. Just all the energy that it brings. Like you mentioned, the energy in the restaurant. I was in Las Vegas directly before Chicago, and believe it or not, Chicago has more of a positive, outgoing energy than even Las Vegas on a busy night.
I believe this.
I believe
that. I believe this. It's a different kind of vibe, of course.
Sure, but it's very motivating to be able to, like for us at Tru, you can step right outside and be on Michigan Avenue, and it's very inspiring, very motivating to see people out at 9 or 10 o'clock, like a normal city. For me, it's a very livable city, and it's just a comfortable place to be, and just great energy.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually going to use my handy dandy little pearl spoon. I'm gonna eat, right? Okay.
Oh crap! I still got that. Yeah.
Oh, this is really so exciting.
Yeah.
And just stab it. Just stab it with the spoon. Yay! I win.
You know, I think I read in the Tribune. I think it was a Tribune. I'm not 100% sure. That it's true. You almost hate to eat this. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. Oh, and the creme fraiche here. Oh my gosh, I have to try this mousse. Oh God, and these little eggs. Wow, there's so much going on.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things going on in this dish, but everything is pretty straightforward and simplistic. There's a lot of different salmon elements, so it's not 4 different fish battling with each other. It all comes together.
How hands-on are you? So did you find these rocks?
Very, very much so.
You are? Are you hands-on all
Absolutely.
the time?
Absolutely. Whether it's cutting logs with a chainsaw to put underneath of a squab dish, or I have an idea in my head, and there's certain people around me now, like the florist I work with, he really sees vision with me extremely well. So really it's just, you know, the team that we're creating now, they're starting to kind of see my thought process and starting to see the end product before it's there. So people around me are really starting to inspire it and be able to grab the ingredients or know what size pebbles to put in and things like that.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I was really so excited when you accepted our invitation, because you've been at Tru for about a year now or so, but you were just saying that you're really unveiling Tru's new menu and approach to food now that your team's up and running.
Absolutely.
So this is very exciting. It's sort of an unveiling of what's new to come at Tru. So I really thank you for being here.
It's our pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, okay, so our audience is chomping at the bit. You guys are also getting food. One more reason that everyone who's watching on fearnoart.tv should come to our next one on March 26th. We're going to come and bring out the food, and we're going to break down here, and hopefully everyone's going to mingle. J.C. Brooks and his Uptown Sound, Billy Bungeroth for today, maybe are going to kick out. They're going to maybe kick out another song. So we're going to stop broadcasting, but I thank everybody for watching. Next time, come down and see us March 26th. We have Nicholas Tremulous. We have the curator from the MCA, the Museum of Contemporary Art, Naomi Beckwith. And we have rock and roll chef Matt Troost from 3 Aces, which has been getting lots of play on Check Please. So a really great show, March 26th. And we always take your tweets, and this will be online very shortly. So everybody, thank you for watching today. And if you're in the audience, stick around for more stuff.
Can I dig in?